I'm sitting here today with Keith Rhodes. Keith's got a fantastic history in public representation, 7 years as the president of the New South Wales Local Government Association. You're still on the Local Government Association, 28 years as a councillor of Coffs Harbour. How many years did you do as mayor?
2004, 2012, Matthew.
Right, so,
yeah, 8 years there.
8 years as mayor, so a great history. You still travel around the state. You're obviously in Dubbo today. Good to see you here in Dubbo. What are your impressions, and I suppose what are you hearing around the state as you travel around, just in relation to representation, this government? What's the mood in the electorate?
Yeah, what I'm hearing, Matthew, is that there is a very strong feeling of people want change. The two major parties they've got a problem with, it's promises, 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 but they're now turning to the independents, strong independents, because they feel as though they are the heart of their community. They're feeling like, I know him, I know her, and they feel this sense of they belong to us and they want to represent us. They have that passion, as you do, for the seat of Dubbo here, and there's this overwhelming feeling that there's going to be change. And I believe there will be change in a lot of electorates, in particular in regional rural New South Wales. That's the feedback that I'm getting, where people are looking for that change. They're looking for a fresh voice. They're looking for a change to be able to say, well, look, we've been here, we've been there for many, many years. Let's look at the other side. Let's look at an independent. Let's look at how, what can they offer? And we've seen, in so many cases, you've seen it here in Dubbo with a very long history of supporting independents with Tony McGrain, Dawn Fardell, for argument's sake. They've been terrific representatives within the parliament. They've achieved very much for the seat of Dubbo. And I believe this can continue. And that's the mood of the electorate right across regional rural New South Wales at the moment. They're looking for change.
And this is going to be a tough question now. So you're seeing that, you're hearing that. Can you give me an analysis of why people are looking for that change? What's happened that's led people to this position where they say, we want to change?
I think it starts right at the top. I really do. At the federal level, we've seen so much in the last 12 months of resignations. Again, just in the last 24 hours, we've seen a very senior member of the Liberal Party, Julie Bishop, decide that that's enough. People are saying they're jumping ship. They know they're going to lose it. The polls are indicating that. But really, when you look at it, it's about that leadership, and the leadership has not been there at a federal level. That's filtered down to state. And what we're now finding is people are saying, well, let's look at the alternatives. And we've got history, as I said, here in Dubbo, you've got that history of independents being supported. Our boardroom in Sydney at local government is actually called the Tony McGrain Room.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It is, yes.
Yeah, right.
And that was the respect that people had for Tony in his role there on the board of Local Government New South Wales and the former Local Government Association. And this is where people are starting to embrace now that independents, when they work together, they do get terrific results for their communities. And I think in this next Parliament of New South Wales, we're going to find probably, if not double, but triple the number of independents that are there now. Yeah. And you've only got to look at the Central Coast, who's had an independent there for a while, quite a while now. They haven't missed out. Yeah. By no means they haven't missed out. And you look at the potential. If it's a hung Parliament in New South Wales, well, you're going to find that it'll be like a Rob Oakeshott was to the seat of the federal seat when he just received millions upon millions of dollars because the government, the major parties in power, look to those independents to say, we need your support, what can we do for you?
Yeah. And I think, as you went and spoke to Greg Piper, spent some time over there at Lake Macquarie with Greg, and you're right, he's been there since 2007, and I think he's done fantastically well over there for that seat. I met Alex Greenwich, another independent, and of course Joe McGurr, a recent independent. So I had discussions with all of those, and they all believe that they can represent their community much better than being in a party, which is obviously why they're there. But that leadership you talked about as well, I mean, we've seen that at federal, but we've also seen that at state. We've had Gladys, we've had Mike, we've had Barry, and people they want to see some consistency and they want to see some leadership there, and they don't want to see changing deck chairs.
No, well, they're not. And what they're after is, what I find the electorates are looking for is strong leadership. See, we really haven't had a statesman in Australian politics for a lot of years. And this is what people look to. They look up to someone to say, that person, he or she is working for me. And that's what they want to see. That's the result they want to see come out of an election. And that's why the mood, as I'm reading it, around regional rule of New South Wales at the present moment is that there is a very strong mood for change.
Anyway, fascinating to hear your thoughts. Great to see you here in Dubbo. And look, I think just your experience and your knowledge there is great to tap into. So thanks for your time today.
Absolute
And,
pleasure, Matthew, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hope to see you again soon.